The story follows Barbara, a 72-year-old widow living in Phoenix, Arizona, whose husband, Harold, passed away 4 months prior. She hits a massive $600 million Powerball jackpot. Instead of immediately sharing the news, Barbara decides to keep it an absolute secret. Over their 47 years of marriage, she and Harold had saved some money, and she also received life insurance, so she is financially secure on her own. However, she wants to test her remaining family to see if they genuinely care for her or are simply waiting to inherit her estate. Her family consists of her 45-year-old son Jason, who has been unemployed for 2 years, his retail worker wife Amanda, and their 19-year-old son Michael, who is taking an extended gap year to carry out her test. Barbara sends a message to the family group chat pretending she is experiencing chest pains and desperately needs $200 to cover the copay for a new heart medication. The response she receives from her daughter-in-law, Amanda, is incredibly cruel. Amanda tells her that they are struggling financially, refuses to help, and tells Barbara to sell her wedding ring or just die already instead of leeching off them. Devastatingly, both Jason and Michael read the message, but say absolutely nothing in Barbara's defense, shocked and deeply hurt. Barbara takes a screenshot of the text and immediately contacts an estate planning attorney named Jennifer Parker. She reveals the winning lottery ticket to Jennifer and states her desire to claim the money anonymously through a trust to prevent her family from touching a single penny. Jennifer helps her structure the BM family trust to claim the prize using the annuity option, which will pay out roughly $20 million annually after taxes for 30 years. Barbara modifies her estate plan so that Amanda gets nothing, Jason gets nothing, and Michael will only receive a portion of his inheritance when he turns 30, strictly conditional on his behavior, obtaining an education, and maintaining a genuine relationship with Barbara. She also plans to allocate hundreds of millions to charities focused on heart disease research, senior care, and preventing elder abuse shortly after. Jason texts Barbara to apologize poorly for not helping, claiming money is tight. But he fails to ask if she is okay or address his wife's malicious text. In response, Barbara blocks the phone numbers of Jason, Amanda, and Michael. Michael tries to reach out 12 hours later from a new number, saying he loves her but lacking the courage to call out his mother's cruelty. Barbara blocks him as well, choosing cold clarity over false comfort. 3 weeks later, Jason shows up unannounced at Barbara's house, looking disheveled. He tries to apologize for the text, but Barbara quickly realizes the true motive for his visit. They are 3 months behind on rent and face immediate eviction. Amanda was fired for stealing cash from her boutique, and they desperately need $4,800. When Barbara refuses to bail him out, explaining that he must face the consequences of his choices, Jason throws a tantrum, refusing to take minimum wage retail jobs because he feels it is beneath his dignity. Barbara shuts the door on him and hires a private investigator named Marcus Webb to monitor them. Marcus reveals that Jason had secretly emptied his retirement account through bad day trading. Amanda is posting lies on Facebook framing Barbara as a heartless monster. And she is even trying to sue Barbara for grandparents' rights to get her hands on Harold's life insurance money. Disgusted by the smear campaign, Barbara has Jennifer release a formal, factual public statement detailing the elder abuse she suffered, complete with the redacted screenshot of Amanda's text. The news goes viral locally, exposing Amanda's malicious nature and causing the internet to turn on her, forcing her to delete her social media presence. The family is soon evicted from their home and forced to live in a cramped, weekly rate motel. Desperate, Michael visits Barbara to apologize again. Barbara confronts him for choosing the easy path of silence over defending her. When Michael tries to guilt her by saying his grandfather Harold would be ashamed of her, Barbara strongly defends Harold's memory, stating that he worked hard and never tolerated people who chose to be victims. She refuses to enable their dysfunction and sends Michael away. Amanda tries to hire a reputable civil lawyer to sue Barbara for financial support, claiming Jason's unemployment makes him incapacitated under filial responsibility laws. When the lawyer rejects the weak case, Amanda files a frivolous $5 million lawsuit herself, falsely swearing under oath that Barbara admitted to winning the lottery. Meanwhile, the family runs entirely out of money, gets kicked out of their motel, and spends nights sleeping in their car until Michael secures a job as an IHOP dishwasher to get them into a cheaper, roach-infested motel. At the court hearing, the judge completely sees through Amanda's baseless claims. The judge dismisses the case with prejudice, sanctions Amanda $2,500 for wasting the court's time, and warns her of a restraining order if she contacts Barbara again. Jason begs Barbara for just 5 minutes to talk in the hallway, but Jennifer intervenes and turns him away. 2 weeks later, Michael returns to Barbara's house with a changed attitude. He announces that he has been accepted to a community college in Flagstaff with full financial aid, is leaving his parents' toxic cycle behind, and plans to build an independent life. Impressed by his maturity, Barbara invites him in. She tells him about the trust fund waiting for him at age 30 if he remains on a good path. Michael leaves for college, while Jason continues working overnight at Walmart and Amanda works at a low-paying call center. Barbara uses her newfound wealth anonymously to fund massive breakthroughs in heart disease research and support senior care and elder abuse protection programs. 5 years pass. Michael is now 24, a college graduate working in social work, and happily engaged. During a holiday visit, he informs Barbara that his parents divorced. Amanda moved to California, and Jason is lonely, broken, and suffering from severe heart problems that require a $20,000 surgery he cannot afford. Michael states that Jason is genuinely remorseful for how he treated her. Out of respect for Michael's personal growth, Barbara writes a $30,000 check for Jason's medical expenses, explicitly stating it is because Michael asked and not because Jason earned it. Jason undergoes the surgery, survives, and later sends Barbara a deeply humbled letter acknowledging his past cruelty and explaining how he is trying to rebuild an honest life through therapy and volunteering. Barbara saves the letter but chooses not to rekindle the relationship. Ultimately, Barbara lives her remaining years in peace, comfort, and quiet fulfillment. She stays in her original home, travels the world, and enjoys her weekly calls with Michael. She reflects on her journey with complete satisfaction, knowing that by refusing to be a doormat, choosing to value herself, and keeping her wedding ring, she achieved the best possible victory over those who wished her harm.